Happy Thursday. It's Indiana Jones Day. Happy Thursday. It's Indiana Jones Thursday. That's right. One of my favorite movie franchises of all time have released a new trailer to Indiana Jones 5, and I'm going to react to the trailer live. I'll be honest with you guys, I'm a huge fan, so I'm pretty biased. But that being said, please hit that thumbs up, that like, that subscribe button. This video is not live. This video is coming to you on Saturday, probably Saturday early morning or afternoon. Even though I'm filming it on Thursday. I should go live more. I'm trying to, guys. I got some issues. But more importantly, it's Indiana Jones Thursday. And you're going to get a trailer reaction from me. I've been waiting years and years and years for this movie. Probably a decade since Crystal Skull. I don't want to waste your time. A lot of you don't want to watch the videos but the reactions. So we're just going to get into it. But I'm quickly going to let you know that I'm going to go over all the movies. Yes, this is going to be probably a half an hour diatribe from DonkeyLips or Michael Bauer. It's going to be a half an hour dialogue. So for people that love hearing me talk and want to watch the rest, go on. I'm going to talk about the video games that I played. I'm going to talk about each movie and give a review for that movie individually. And I'm going to break down this trailer a second time after I react to it with my thoughts, my theories, my opinions. Because that's what I like to do. This is all I have in my life. I hope you guys understand it. It's sitting down, eating food, watching football, and waiting for Indiana Jones 5. I hope you guys liked my 4-hour game night video. That was tough. I still got to give the winners prizes. Expect a video maybe Saturday night. Maybe I'll go live Saturday night, and I'll give the winners to the prizes on that one. So, please hit the thumbs up, the like, the subscribe button. Just want to let everybody know I have t-shirts like this available in the description. I have Cameos on sale. I think they're like $75 now, which, you know, due to inflation. I might bring them down to 60 or 50 in the coming days. So check out cameo.com/DonkeyLips. Get yourself a shout out, a video. Help support your boy. I do have donations available if you feel free. I don't have a job. I'm just being honest. This is my job. Accept it. I guess being a D-list actor, and you guys want to call me a has-been is my job. Whatever. I'm tired of dealing with the hatred. I am who I am. Love me or hate me. You're going to keep watching. All right, let's do it. Let me have a little sip of my cafe con leche. Oh, goodness gracious. I actually have a banana here, but I'm going to save it for later. I like banana with my coffee. Banana and coffee is good. I like coffee and banana. Do you guys like coffee and banana? I like coffee and banana. That should be a flavor for coffee. Banana coffee. And you know where I learned how to spell bananas? Is with No Doubt and Gwen Stefani. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. It's bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. It's bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. Thank you, Gwen Stefani. Hey, DonkeyLips, don't speak. I know just what you're saying, and it don't make no fucking sense. Don't tell me 'cause you suck. I'm Weird Al Yankovic now. That was a good movie. I watched that parody documentary or biopic. That was good. All right, let's do it. Am I prepared? Let me see. I got the video. I got the poster on screen. I like the poster. That's an art fan poster. I don't know if they have an official poster yet. So here it is, y'all. I hope I don't get copyrighted or trademarked. And if you don't see this reaction, you know why. It's because I had to delete it or cut it out. I don't know what's going on with YouTube nowadays. But here we go. The Dial of Destiny. A lot of people don't like that name. They think it's silly. They think it's stupid. I think it's fantastic. It explains everything. We'll talk about that more later. But here it is. Indiana Jones 5, baby, and the Dial of Destiny. Let's go. Sorry, I gotta prepare. Here we go. Make sure I can hear it. Turn it up a little bit. I'm deaf.
I miss the desert.
Ooh. Oh, what a shot.
I miss the sea.
Oh, wow, look at that. What the hell is that on screen?
I miss waking up every morning, wondering what wonderful adventure the new day will bring to us.
Ah!
Those days have come and gone.
Perhaps not.
Sully!
I don't believe in magic,
Is that Medusa?
but a few times in my life.
Ooh! Was that the CGI?
Things I can't explain.
Is that the dial?
It's not so much what you believe.
What do you mean you don't believe in magic?
It's how hard you believe it.
Woo! Oh. That looks like Star Wars. Oh! Ooh! Oh, a horse on a subway? What the hell? Is that a subway? Yeah.
Who is this man?
I'm her godfather.
Related.
Get back.
Get back. Ducked under the table. Oh, wow, there it is. Wow. I'm excited. Look, from a simple point of view, everything looked like classic indie. What's his name? James Mangold looks like he made big visual shots like Spielberg, and he did like classic indie, like faraway shots that zoom in on the action, but when you need to see the environment, you know, all the artifacts and the cave, and it looked like there was a cave in there. It kind of looked like a Medusa, like it had snakes or something, and there was a hand, like the hand of God or something. Again, I'm gonna have to break it down in a little bit. I'm excited though, and then it looked like they had the CGI younger Indy. How's that? End, and he was like, yeah, just what's the point, you know, like, if I'm just going to be a small part. I still think he should have done it, but he's such a big part of the indie franchise that I can respect why he didn't take that opportunity. Oh, man, it looked really, really good. Just from the onset, again, it gave me all the feels. They know how to make trailers nowadays. I'm sure there's probably going to be, later tonight, there's going to be a million of videos online breaking down Easter eggs or what we saw. But again, from my first initial viewing, because I'm going to watch it. Yeah, I'm excited. It looked nice to see Indy in some action scenes, even with his old age. But I'm sure, boy, it looks they're back to the Nazis, and apparently, I read a few things online. This takes place in like in the late 1960s, and I did see a parade scene. Somebody looked like they were chasing Indiana Jones on a motorcycle. I don't know if the parade scene was John F. Kennedy getting, becoming the president, but wasn't he president before 69? All right, guys, let's just move on quickly to the history. Let's break down this trailer because that's what I want to do. I want to watch it again and again and again and again with you while I come up with some theories and stuff. But I love it. I'm excited. Again, I am very, very biased. And it's not like I have an Indiana Jones hallway in my little 500 square foot studio apartment that I can barely afford can't afford you in California. It's not like I have an Indiana Jones hallway. I'm not a fan. Not a fan. A lot of you guys see the hallway in my Cameo videos. It's got good lighting. It's like white all around. There's a mirror. So I look better than I am in that hallway. So if you want to get yourself a cameo in the Indiana Jones hallway, cameo.com/DonkeyLips. Link will be below. All right. I grew up with the video games. First off, Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark was technically the second movie I saw in my life in theaters. It came out in wow, I can't even remember the dates of Indiana Jones. I think it's 81. I saw a movie called Fire and Ice. I think Fire and Ice was the first movie I saw in theaters. And then Raiders of the Lost Ark was the second. My dad took me to it. I think I was 4, 5, 6 years old. I was real young. I don't remember it a lot. I just remember moments of popcorn and seeing the big screen. No, Fire and Ice was my first drive-in movie. Wow, boy, I'm getting my memories mixed up. Fire and Ice was like a cartoon, and that was my first drive-in movie. I waited all day to go to the drive-in. No. So technically, I think Raiders of the Lost Ark was the first movie I ever saw as a child. I remember more of E.T., but I remember Raiders of the Lost Ark. I remember like a whip, seeing somebody, or a whip. I remember a whip across screen. I remember eating popcorn for like my first time and kind of choking, like at 4 or 5, whatever. That's my memory. But then again, so I started getting into video games, and I grew up with the games. Like the Atari game sucked. I don't think I beat it or fixed it or understood it, but I did play it, and I think it was probably one of the first games I ever bought. And then I started getting, while I was on Nickelodeon working, I bought a PC. It was called a 386 or a 486. I built it myself. Then they had games like this, graphic adventures, where you needed the right, combination of IBM clones, computers. That's what they were called, IBM clone. And I bought this game, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. And me and my best friend at the time, Frank Bourne, I have another best friend, Raphael. But my friend Frank Bourne, he had a PC computer with his dad that went on the internet and all that, like when they first started. Like, he had a lot. He's a great music video director. He's directed the WAP videos, and I love you, Frank. You'll probably never see this video. He does all the videos. He does the Little Nas X, all that satanic imagery in all these music videos. Unfortunately, my good friend Frank Bourne is the top producer and director of almost all of these videos. So, Frank, get away from Satanism and symbolism and Illuminati. Come on. But I know it sells in your videos. All right. Neither here nor there. But I played Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, the PC graphic adventure. And, boy, I loved it. You could, punch. You would press one button, like the enter button would be a punch. Then another button would be a duck. It was great. But, I relived that movie on the PC game. And we'll talk about that movie, how I went on my first date to see Last Crusade in a little bit. But I grew up with that game, The Last Crusade. Sorry, there was a game, it froze on me. There was a game that came out called The Fate of Atlantis. Fantastic game on PC. That game was awesome. It had voices and everything. Indy, are you looking for the pill? Walk to, check out, what is, pick up. It's like Maniac Mansion and all those other games, man. And I played that game, and I myself on my own computer, not my best friend's computer, when I had it, and I loved it. Then there was games like this that came out, like alternative games, Indiana Jones DVD Adventure from Parker Brothers. I thought that was really fun. You could kind of relive the scenes and be your own Indiana Jones in that one, if I could remember it. Then they had like a desktop adventures. I had to buy it. I wish I had it all, but I'm not a collector like all of you guys, but I should have. I'm a fool. I throw everything away after a while. But the desktop adventures had like little games, little puzzles. It also had like wallpapers and stuff like that for your computer. Pretty interesting. Then, with the PlayStation 1, the Nintendos and all that, they had their various Indiana Jones games, like Emperor's Tomb. That was a great game. That came out on, I think, on all platforms. The Lego Indiana Jones, I've never played. The Staff of Kings came out on a lot of platforms as well. I beat every single one of them. And you notice how they always got names, except for Raiders of the Lost Ark, like Indiana Jones and the. Indiana Jones and the. All the books are like that as well. Boy, my computer keeps freezing. They all happened after Raiders of the Lost Ark. Where it became Indiana Jones because he was bigger than the title, and they knew he was the star. So all the games and all that became Indiana Jones and the. Whoops, I've already showed that. Where are we with my pictures? Then Infernal Machine was like one of the best games ever that came out. Infernal Machine leads us into the movies nowadays. I believe that coincides with Dial of Destiny that we're going to talk about and all this, because all the Indiana Jones movies are about like technology and Nazis for the most part. A couple of the movies went off, and but that's what it is. We'll get into the history and the legacy of that, but again, the title Dial of Destiny, I like it. And the Emperor's Tomb, pretty interesting. I love that one as well. I love the name of that. My computer keeps freezing, man. So if I have any problems moving forward, forgive me. See, I get all flustered when computer problems and freezing. I have an old computer. I loved all these games. So then you got like the Nintendo, like the Staff of Kings that we spoke about, and the Lego games, the original adventures. They were great. Now let's give a quick little review of the first movie. Again, I believe, well, I know for a fact it was my first movie. I'm pretty sure it was in the theaters with my dad. Don't remember everything. Remember little images of it. I remember Star Wars and all that stuff a little bit more, like E.T. I'm a Spielberg guy. You can tell. But Raiders of the Lost Ark, man, that movie did it for almost everybody. It's one of the greatest films ever made. Harrison Ford is one of the coolest actors as well. There's a lot of things to that movie that set up this entire world of Indiana Jones. It inspired movies like National Treasure, Tomb Raider, like the searching for something that's bigger than life type adventures. I know there was movies in the 60s or 50s that kind of inspired Raiders of the Lost Ark. I get that. But this movie, of course, with Spielberg and Nazis and the evilness, for little kids to go on an adventure like this, to see whips and guns and the imagery and color and full spectacle was just one of the greatest days or moments of their life. That's why it means so much to me. Not only that my father took me, it's just that, again, the imagery and the badassness of going on an adventure. Because life is full of adventures. That's all that life is about. But that movie led into Temple of Doom. And I remember seeing this movie as a kid. A little bit older as a kid. I don't remember the year it came out. This movie might have been the 1983 movie. Again, I don't know the dates. Forgive me. I'm probably all off with my dates. Well, you're not a fan, Michael. Relax, I'm stupid. My brain, I have like a weird brain. It goes through everything. It jumbles everything up. It's all good. It's who I am. You're bipolar. Whatever. Yeah, huh? But Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, I remember seeing this movie. Scared the living crap out of me. I was like, that was like, let's call it Satanism. Since we were talking about that earlier. Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom is Satanism. With what's his name, Moloch? No, it's Mola Ram. Mola Ram. But yeah, man, this movie's scary. But I love Ki Hai Kwan. He's in that movie Adventures Everywhere All at Once. That's a great movie. But Data from Goonies, he's fantastic in this movie. And that's Spielberg's wife. But long story short, this movie scared me. It was kind of like, people say, oh, it went off the path. It went off the path. Well, again, they didn't have a path till Last Crusade. You get it? The Indiana Jones adventures with Nazis and everything, he just goes on adventures in the first two movies. But they didn't really figure out that, like, the Nazis and all that, the technology would be the best entity until probably Last Crusade, when they thought it was going to be his last crusade. But long story short, this movie went off the beaten path. Went into like some rituals, some Satanism for tribes, and I call it Satanism. What it was, the god of Shiva, where Shiva was the god, that they announced the name, and it had the stone. And real quickly, I'll talk about this because I'm going to talk about it more later. Every artifact that Indy witnesses. Sorry about that. You guys might have noticed an edit, but my microphone went out. I apologize. So I think I was talking about Satanism, and the god of Shiva is in this movie, Temple of Doom, and it scared the living crap out of me, to be quite honest with you. I enjoyed it, though. I enjoyed the ending. I enjoyed the adventures, and this really set up, for me anyways, the scariness of all the adventures for Indiana Jones. So then I waited 10 years, it seems, for Last Crusade. I don't remember how many years later, probably 7 years, but Last Crusade was coming out. I was playing the video game with my Frank. Like I said, they were like a richer type family. But Last Crusade was coming out, and my friend Frank was going to a school called Lycée Français, and we would hang out a lot at that school. And that school, I met Claire Danes. She was a student at Lycée Français. I met Claire Danes hanging out. And then they filmed the Madonna music video called Like a Prayer over there. And they needed people to be like extras. But I think they were looking for all girls. But we went down there to try to get in that video, and we were not accepted. So it's pretty interesting, you know, my life and my history of like nostalgia and retro. But I met Claire Danes there. There was many other actresses or actors that went to that school, like my friend Frank. And I could have been in the Madonna Like a Prayer video, but we went down there and we watched some of it. We saw Madonna coming out in her outfit like a wedding type priest outfit or whatever. That was kind of cool, man. I wish I had technology back in the days for pictures and everything. But again, I lost a hard drive with millions or thousands of pictures of my past. But I met a girl there at Lycée Français. I'm afraid to mention her name because we're still in touch. I hope she's not embarrassed of me. But, I mean, you're still in my life, so I don't think you're that embarrassed of me. But Catherine was this girl, Catherine. I met her. We were hanging out, getting to know each other, coming into our teenage years. So she was my first date. And we went to see The Last Crusade. My friend Frank's father had a Cadillac. He picked her up, me up, and he was like our chauffeur, to Westwood to watch The Last Crusade when it came out. I think it was a Saturday night. And Westwood is where they have all the movie premieres, the theater district for all the big premieres. We had the Dude, Where's My Car premiere there. We had the Evolution premiere there that they didn't even invite me to. Yeah, boy, I got a lot of stories. I should just get online and talk all the time because that's all I can do. I literally have no energy or passion for anything because of my health and some other situations. But long story short, we went on a date, and I had the time of my life. I think I was young and falling in love. I want to know what love is. I want DonkeyLips to show me. Was I DonkeyLips at the time? Yeah, I was. Was I? I don't know. This might have been 89. I got to learn my years. I got to remember my years. My brain gets jumbled up and I don't remember everything like exactly statistically. I just remember moments and people and images and dates I'm not so good at. But yeah, so I went on a date and, you know, I should have now, if I had that date, Catherine, if you watch this, if I knew then what I know now about, you know, loving girls or liking girls or whatever, I would have pulled some tricks. I would have pulled some tricks during that movie. Unfortunately, I love Indiana Jones too much. I was watching him more than I was watching you. But I would have pulled off the yawn trick. Oh, how you doing, babe? Or I would have pulled out the big popcorn, the big tub of popcorn trick, where I place it here, I cut a hole, and then you reach. Oh, what did I say? I'm kidding. Remember that jick where you put your pinky in the girl? Just, hey, oh, what's going on? We're playing spread the popcorn. I'm just kidding. That's my humor. But, ouch. Man, if I did that back in the days, if that was nowadays, boy, you'd be in jail, you'd be in prison, you'd be on trial. They would say, you didn't not only Me Too'd me, you Me For'd me. You know, like, relax. People being stupid. Kids being kids. Get over it. You disrespected a woman. I get disrespected all the time. Relax. I'm a man. I get disrespected. It's all good. I don't know what I'm saying. Let's get over it. Let's get back into Indiana Jones reality. But I loved Last Crusade. And I loved the dynamic of the father and the son and him saving his life with the Holy Grail and choosing wisely. The Nazi girl was hot AF. Like I said, I was becoming a girl-loving teenager in those years. And my goodness, she's beautiful. But she double-crossed him, just like girls do to me and most of my life. Double-crossers, you lie, you cheat. I'm just kidding. But it was a fantastic movie. He rode off into the sunset. And I'm not saying that should have been the end for Indy. I'm very proud of the next movie. Everybody wants to shit on this movie. I liked it. I understood it. Maybe my theories about this movie are not correct. Again, was everything shot correctly? Was it in the 100% Indiana Jones realm of Nazis and this? They replaced it with Russians. People are like, how you put aliens? How you put aliens in an Indiana Jones movie? All right, guys. I loved Crystal Skull. Shia is a problem. I met you, Shia. Remember when you threw things at the wall in your house? When I came over to visit with my friend to give you a gift for Transformers. I think it was Revenge of the Fallen for your premiere. Before we went to the premiere, we went to your house. You remember that, Shia? When you did all your little crazy stuff, throwing your cell phone at the wall. You just bought your new house. You invited all of us over, and then you get mad that we show up. Like, huh? Huh? All right. But whatever. I love you, Shia. You have a lot of troubles in your life due to drugs, alcohol, mental health, whatever it is. I understand. I feel you. I know we're still talking, or we talked recently a little bit with Bo. It's all good, man. I love you, brother. Keep doing your life. But yeah, a lot of people didn't like that Shia was in it, playing Mutt, and they were going to pass the mantle on to Shia, which they're saying that he's passing the mantle to the girl in this new movie. We'll discuss that more in a little bit. But Crystal Skull, I was really proud and happy to see Marion Ravenwood back again. She's a fiery cracker that can only whip Indy. She's the only one that can firecrackery whip Indy into marriage, into shape. It was a beautiful thing to see. I do remember in Raiders of the Lost Ark There's a scene that I watched it maybe about 9 months ago again. There's a scene where Marion Ravenwood is yelling at Indy because like he left her or whatever, and then they had an interaction again in Raiders of the Lost Ark. Or there's a scene where like she yells at him and she goes, I was like, you left me, you hurt me, I was just a child. I was watching that movie and I was like, oh shoot. In today's climate, did Indiana Jones hook up with the underage Marion Ravenwood and get her to love him? She goes, I was just a child. Because a lot of us think, you know, under 18 is a child. Legally under 18. Just something for you guys to think about. Go watch Raiders of the Lost Ark and go find that scene. It's pretty interesting, pretty scary, to say the least. Especially with rumors of Spielberg and all that. Like with Corey Feldman. Whatever. I don't want to delve into that. Even though, you know, a lot of interesting stuff with conspiracy-wise, with Spielberg and that type of world. But I'm not going to acknowledge it because I love Spielberg too much. Too much to even incline it. But go watch that movie. She's like, I was just a child, Indy. Sorry, something popped up on my computer. It's freaking me out. I guess I can't get it off. Wait. There we go. Let's see if I can get it off. There we go. I don't know. It'll pop up. Anytime something pops up below me, normally it's a good thing. Bing. Or a head of a woman. My bad jokes. My bad jokes. Okay, but back to Crystal Skull. I loved it. Okay. The theory of Crystal Skull for me is people are like, why you have aliens? You ruined it. You had Russians and all that. Well, in my perspective from the Indiana Jones series, is everything is technology. I believe kind of in the we live in a simulation or stuff like that theory. Like I'm really into that stuff. And, you know, and if there is a God, is the God a creator of the simulation? Is it a programmer? Is it an alien? That's our God that we typically think of. Is it the Jesus that's in the Bible? Again, a lot of heads swirl through my head. But after watching Crystal Skull, I told myself that the aliens, now listen to me, this might explain the movie for you differently if you believe in this theory. I thought Indiana Jones, an archaeologist that finds artifacts from the past that are on this earth that are full of magic, if you guys want to call it. I thought that Indiana Jones finding a crystal skull, that's an artifact. Where was it from? Where was it placed? A lot of think it has mystical powers. And then we found out it's a skull from an alien that's been on this earth on a spaceship, and it flew away in the Crystal Skull movie. Once Indiana Jones found it, opened it up. And what was there on the spaceship for Indiana Jones in the Crystal Skull? Spoiler alert, sorry. But what was on the spaceship? Artifacts. They had gold and all this stuff. So my theory is that the aliens created Earth or the human race. Okay? They came to this planet. They're archaeologists. The aliens are like archaeologists or civilization makers from the outer worlds. Once this planet was able to inhabit life, it might have been terraformed. Again, this is just a theory, but it goes a lot with all the other Indiana Jones movies that I've watched. You know, you can connect a lot of different theories, but it's okay. Okay, so the aliens came to this planet after maybe they terraformed it, or it was able to host a species. They came down, planted Adam and Eve, or however they did it, and then they died on this planet. And all the artifacts that they had that looked like gold or stuff like that on their spaceship were from other planets. Like they were archaeologists and doing this on other planets. And then maybe Earth was their last planet that they terraformed and created a species for. And they died there. But they had a system in place that once the species was grown up and intelligent enough to find them and their technology, to awaken them, then the spaceship would leave. You get it? They create a species and they want to know it's intelligent enough, and they've created themselves as a species, and they're intelligent enough and they're grown enough to find them and their skull and figure it out. So now they created that planet and they can leave. And that's what Indy did. By finding them, he proved an archaeologist found their technology and did all that. And then so people are like, not people, but I've heard this from other people that I told these theories to. They're like, well, that doesn't make no sense. Well, I'm like, for me it does, because in Raiders of the Lost Ark, they found the Ark. Correct? Can you explain the Ark, the power of God, the eye of God, the hand of God? You know, with like creatures coming out. It was all gold with eagles and basically killing the evil people. That's a technology. It's not something that was magic. It's a piece of technology. That could have been an alien technology box that had spirits and souls to create this earth. And it knows evil from good or whatever. And it was placed on this planet from the aliens, because they're our gods. It's a power of God, which in turn is a power of one of the aliens. But I know the aliens look like they attacked Indiana Jones in the movie and all that, but I think they were just here to get away. You know, to create us, to realize we're intelligent enough and move on. Again, there could be a lot of holes in my theories, and I want you guys to write in the forum below some holes to my theory or whatever. And then people didn't like Mutt, you know, with the animals, flying with the animals and all that. But Mutt is from Indy, and Indy experienced the Ark, the stone, the Holy Grail. And maybe he has some powers in him that could speak to animals. Because there is a theory that Indiana Jones is closer to God, closer to the aliens, closer to human nature than a lot of things. And maybe that power went into Mutt, where he can speak to the animals, and in the future, animals could be like his sidekicks or whatnot. Again, it's a lot of little theories that are in my head. I just like to tell myself are true. But the Ark is a technology, from my perspective, an alien technology. Then people say, well, what about the stones? Again, a god named Shiva could have been a creature that the aliens have collected. We didn't see a creature room on the spaceship. But the stones had 3 white lines on them. 3 white lines. Remember the aliens' fingers in Crystal Skull? They were like razor blades. They were long, 3 of 4 of them. They were long like blades. Imagine if they touched the stone. They might have ripped a part of the stone off while giving it powers, because there was power in the alien's body. So the stones look like, again, in my theory, it's got the 3 razor blades from the alien's hands, that they had a part in that artifact while creating Earth. Then, well, what about the Holy Grail? Again, a piece of gold is a conduit, just like the Ark, for some sort of spirits, magic, whatever it is, alien technology. Maybe gold is a conduit. Gold is like a conduit in this world for energy, for sound waves, like whatever, all that stuff. I'm not that intelligent. But gold is a conduit. And the Grail, but it wasn't made of gold. It looked like there were specks of gold in it, but it looked like it was purple and some other different colors that might have been conduits to the mythology of God / aliens. And it had the power of healing because it had a material. It had a material or a medicine or something that it was built with from alien technology or alien pharmaceutical technology that could heal people once you drink from it. But again, it was all attributed to a god, you know, in our mythology. But I believe if you want to, you can place all of those artifacts that Indy found that people call magic, you could place it into being answered with the theory that I just gave you of Crystal Skull. Again, that's what I want to believe about Crystal Skull. So that makes Crystal Skull a fun, interesting movie to me because in my opinion, I do have a wild brain, but it explains everything. Again, you want explanation for everything nowadays. I'm call myself a truther. I try to find the truth of everything. You know, conspiracies, this and that. People are, oh, you're crazy, you're crazy. No, I just want the truth. I seek the truth because there's a lot of lies and there's a lot of hidden agendas and bullshit. I just seek the truth. And people are, well, why do you like flat earth or this or that? Why do you believe that? I look at pictures and they all look CGI created of the earth. I'm just saying. And I can't explain everything. So I study or I look into some of the theories of flat earth. Doesn't mean the earth is flat. Doesn't mean it's in the middle of so-called space, flat, where you could fall off the edges. That's just imagery that they want to get you to make you think. Like in the Bible, they talk about a firmament, like a dome that you cannot pass or cross. And then, again, are we in space? Is there a space? You know, we could be like the movie Men in Black. We could be a world in a marble on the kitty cat. You know, like it's just things to think about. The answers are not all there. Whether the government or NASA or whoever. No. There's too many lies through the bullshit when you think it. But it doesn't mean that I think the Earth is flat. I just know that the Earth hasn't really been seen, if it is an Earth. It's called a planet, which means a plane, and a plane is flat. I'm just saying. It really hasn't been seen. Well, we got videos online. Whatever, man. They're all about it's special effects in Hollywood. Like the Red Hot Chili Peppers said, space may be the final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement. You notice how all the commercials nowadays and everything show space, us on the moon. You know, there's stars now in space, not like there was in any of the so-called moon landing videos. But all these movies, oh my God, that's space. It's called indoctrination. Hollywood makes it real, and they show it in every movie, so you think that's how it looks. And every movie looks like the official NASA footage where they call so-called from space. All right, whatever. We're getting off topic. That's me and my wild brain. I have a video on here called Is Space Real? NASA is Fake or something. I'll link it below. You guys can watch it. I might make you laugh. You can call me crazy. Whatever you want. It's just fun. It's fucking fun. It's fun to think about all this shit, and it scares the shit out of me, too. Because when you get older, you realize you've been lied to a lot by a lot of people. And shit ain't real. Like the Matrix. What is reality? We're all questioning that nowadays. Even you, the naysayers, even you are questioning some things. Whether it be the vaccines or this or that. Y'all are questioning. But I loved Crystal Skull. And again, so back to this trailer. Sorry. Where Indy talks about magic. We'll watch the trailer again. There's the new Indiana Jones poster. I like it. Sola is back. And look. Well, interesting thing, symbolism. He's got the world on his shoulders. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of symbolism in this movie. And look on the top right. Looks like the dial. I think we saw it in the trailer. All right, so let's break down the trailer now. This video is already probably 30, 40 minutes long. I talk too much. I told you it's going to be a diatribe. All right, let's watch this trailer and try to break it down. And if I edit, that means my microphone went out again or whatever bullshit's going on. Here we go. What about my coffee and banana? It's decaffeinated, guys. Even though I talk like I'm caffeinated. My body cannot handle that stuff anymore. All right, let's watch the trailer again, and let's break it down little by little, one time at least, from my perspective. Maybe you guys enjoy it. Okay, so there invokes the classic Indiana Jones imagery of the wide shot, the sun, you know, just like when the light hit the staff, woo, when it opened up the world for the ark, like,
I miss the desert.
Oh, wait. I was trying to figure out whose voice that was, saying, I miss the desert. Who was that? Let me hear it again. It's not Indy.
I miss the desert.
Oh, it's got to be Sully. It's got to be Sully. And then look at that. Those... Every time there's an Indiana Jones like car or vehicle chase, it's fantastic. Whether it be the tank, the planes, the cars, the train, or the subway carts, or whatever you want to call them. Oh my! Or the mining carts. Excuse me. Woo! See that was a younger Indy. Was it? I don't know. Look at that shot. Look at that shot. Look at the cars. You know that's like the 60s. Look at that shot though, man. The wide angle, it invokes that pure spread adventure-ness. And he's walking to like get a coffee, so that means he's teaching. We saw him teaching again.
I miss the sea.
I miss the desert. I miss the sea. And real quick, I think I remember this shot where it looked like fish or eels were coming out of the head. Kind of invoked Pirates of the Caribbean vibes to me, or Goonies, man. That's why I like the shot. It's so Spielberg classic-esque. Look at that. Ah! You see that? That was amazing. Is that the Titanic? Yeah, I doubt it. He said, I miss the sea. Would it be the Atlantis? Could that be parts of Atlantis that they witness? I don't know. I get excited! Oh! When I was watching the video, look what's on screen. I believe that's his classroom. Is that an alien ship on his projector? That goes back to my crystal skull theory. But that possibly looks like an alien ship or the container to one of the artifacts that he's looking for or talking about. But again, I'm going to say it looks like an alien spaceship.
And I miss waking up every morning.
See, God, look at the visuals, my goodness. And I miss waking up every morning.
I miss waking up every morning.
I miss waking up every morning feeling healthy. Look at that, the hand. Like the hand of God is, or aliens or whatever, it's like always around Indy. But the shadow imagery of Indy is amazing. In caves, in darkness, in pyramids, wherever. See, and there it looks like Nazis with somebody in their bag. So people are like, oh, Nazis are back because nobody liked the Russians. I enjoyed having the Russians in there. But nowadays, Nazis are being talked about by Kanye or whatever. So everybody wants to hate on the Nazis. So the Nazis are back. And look at that. Remember, like, the Nazi buildings? Do you have the tapestries? Do you have the tapestries? And they're blowing up. Look at that. That's like Medal of Honor. Oh, yeah, that's a good reference. Medal of Honor. Remember the video game Medal of Honor? The early ones with Spielberg? That looks like a video game imagery, man. See, that's why it invokes all, oh, goodness. I love Medal of Honor. Those are good video games. But yeah, man, it invokes that imagery, man, of that time with that blowing up building. Tapestries are being blown up.
Wondering what wonderful...
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that train. Indian trains and blimps. Oh, the imagery. Fucking spectacular. What's your name? Mangold? James Mangold? Fantastic. That's what I saw when I first watched the trailer.
Wondering what wonderful adventure the new day will bring to us.
And look at that imagery. Lightning and thunder with a motorcycle. That looks like a airplane ship runway with all the lights. And now the Crystal Skull had like all those imageries as well of lightning and thunder, like for the technology. Pretty interesting. I just love it. I love the imagery so far. I was hoping what wonder the day would start with. I think that's what he said.
Wondering what wonderful adventure the new day will bring to us.
I love that. Going back into the classroom.
Those days.
And the light came on. You notice that? Again, these are little hidden things. It's like the light for Indy has been out for quite some time, and he turns the light on right when they're going to say those days are over, and Sully says no, like they're not. You get it? So the light is coming back on for Indy.
Those.
See, these are the things that I see. Like, whether it be symbolism or little hidden things in my brain.
Day will bring to us.
Those days have come and gone.
Perhaps. Perhaps not.
Perhaps not. What the hell do you know, Sully? What the hell do you know, Sully? Boy, Sully knows everything. That's why he is the go-to. Those days have come and gone of adventures. Perhaps. Perhaps not. It is called the Dial of Destiny. Does Sully know the destiny? Next summer.
I don't believe in.
See, look at that. That looks like a Medusa statue. What's around her neck? Is that snakes?
I don't believe in magic.
Okay, so I guarantee you that's a question on the internet when he says he doesn't believe in magic. That makes it sound like Indy's stupid, that he cannot remember the past of the Ark, of the Grail, of the stones, of the skull. Again, magic is man-made. I'm sorry to blow that to you guys. People think the word magic, oh, it comes out of thin air, that it could just happen. It's magic, because that's the definition of magic. It's like, oh my God, what is it? We can't explain it. We don't know what it is. It's magic. Magic, listen to me. If your brain becomes woke, not woke in that sense, but awake, or your third eye, can understand nuances between words and other things, and really the truth behind it all, because there's always a truth behind it all. Magic is fake. Magic is man-made. I watch all these magicians and I figure out their tricks. It takes me some investigation, but magic is of sleight and hand. They do tricks with their hands. They have hidden things. They use technology nowadays, like on America's Got Talent. Magicians keep winning. You know, how do they do that? They got technology. They got like video cameras in their ears. You know, they press little buttons. You know, they set it up beforehand where they know when they wrote something down on a signature. Trust me, it's not magic. It's all planned. It's all technology. It's a sleight in hand. Your eyes go one way, they do something different. That's what magic is. Magic is not real. People want to believe in magic because it sounds amazing. People love to understand the unexplained. That's why murder mysteries or all this other stuff or detective stuff is very important to a lot of people. The true crimes and all that other stuff. But magic is fake. Magic is man-made. Magic is man-made. So when Indy says he doesn't believe in magic, it's because Indy's like a scientist, like an intelligent architect or archaeologist or an intelligent thinker that thinks more logically than magistical. Okay? Indy doesn't believe in magic because I believe he knows that magic is man-made. So that's why he said it. It's not that he can't remember what he saw. He's trying to explain what he saw. And you got to remember, this is after the Crystal Skull, this movie. Some parts, I believe. But long story short, maybe in Indy's mind, it was all alien technology, like my theory said. Because he shows what I think is a spaceship in the classroom, and he's like, I don't believe in magic. But I've seen some things. And if you want to call that magic, go ahead. But I'm looking for a logical solution, whether it be technology or aliens or whatever, to explain the shit that I've seen that you guys call magic. That's just my take on it. But I know that what he says is going to get a lot of people up in arms.
I don't believe in magic. But a few times in my life.
But a few times in my life, I've seen some things. And then there's the actress, what's her name? Fleabag. Phoebe Waller-Bridge. She's the new actress. And again, everybody's afraid of the woke culture and Disney and Kathleen Kennedy. And they're all thinking that Indiana Jones is probably going to become a woman or he's going to give it off to her in this movie. And they're kind of proving that by bringing her, because wasn't it going to be Mutt? But he goes on an adventure with Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Apparently, what was it, his goddaughter? We'll watch that in a minute. But he goes on an adventure with her, and they create a chemistry. I saw her in a car that we'll talk about. But yeah, we'll talk about the wokeism or possibility of it in a minute. But look at the imagery. Goodness gracious.
A few times in my life.
And there's the CGI. The young Indy. But that looks like a shot from Last Crusade. Remember when him and his father were sitting on the chairs with the rope before it burned and they escaped? But look at that shot. So I don't know how they did it. And from my opinion, that looks amazing. That looks freaking amazing right now. Just from that look. I don't know what do they call it? They call it deep fakes. That's some scary shit. But deep fakes, if that's what it's called, maybe they're not only using pictures now. Maybe deep fakes is using video. You have to barely move your head, to create a really good deep fake. My friend does it on Instagram a lot. But like as an actor, if you're filming it, if you're the stunt person or whatever, or you're the actual actor, they're trying to recreate younger, you have to barely move your face. Or you have to do real small, subtle movements like this. So that way the computer technology could find all the best pictures and videos and like anachrome your face to your body moving. And I think that's what they did here. But he moved pretty good. I think it was like a pretty good move. They spent a lot of money, or the technology has come a long way. That's the word of the day, technology. Every time I say it, take a drink. Y'all are fucking drunk now. That looks amazing, though. Look at that.
I've seen that.
And it's like the Ark opening up with the Nazis looking again. I know it's not the Ark, but I'm just saying the imagery.
Things.
And look at that. Oh, my God. The fire, the lights, the darkness. I don't know who that guy is, but is that in, like...
Things I can't explain.
Look at that. That guy gives me the feelings of the original Nazi. Who is that? It's not Indy. Was that one of the guys with the Ark? With Indy? Oh, I'm going to have to look that up. I don't know. He looks a little familiar.
Things I can't explain.
They just showed a big plane. And then look, the Nazi like general or something gives me the Raiders of the Lost Ark feeling of the guy that melted his fucking face. Oh, there's the dial. Oh, my goodness. Oh, I'm going ahead of myself.
Seen things.
It also invokes Close Encounters of the Third Kind feelings from Spielberg. Spielberg and aliens, man. Every movie he does has something to do with aliens. Because let's be honest, Spielberg has been visited by aliens or two. We all know this. We know this for a fact. They predicted the future, him and George Lucas, and Back to the Future. They predicted everything. I believe Spielberg has had run-ins with aliens. I'm just saying. He knows what's up. If aliens are real. Again, I don't know. I question everything.
Things I can't
Look at that. See, look at that. Woo! Boy, that imagery.
explain.
And there it is. That's got to be the Dial of Destiny. What the hell is that? That's a stupid name, Michael. What the hell is the Dial of Destiny? Again, Indiana Jones goes into artifacts that have been around in our culture for years, and they all do something magical, as you guys want to call it, or spiritual, or whatever. And again, the rumors are about this movie is it's about time travel. And I hate it when movies deal with time travel. There's only one or two good movies that actually explain time travel in a decent form. The truth is, we don't know what time travel is, how it works, how you do it, how you invent it. We don't know. Is it real? We do not know. But there are rumors within the spiritual and, let's call it the holy or religious realm, there are rumors that the Catholic Church, like in movies like with Tom Hanks, what are the names of them? With all the symbolism. Tom Hanks decodes all the symbolism, the Illuminati's, whatever. I can't think of the name of the movies right now. But there are rumors that there is, whether it be an artifact or an alien technology, as I call it, that can actually, there's like a window. There's like a window in the Catholic Church that's hidden, or something that you can see the future or witness it or maybe go back to it. But there's supposedly like a window or something like that in the Catholic Church that's hidden where you can see the future live, like live as it happens, or you can go to any place in time through that window. And again, if the Catholic Church has that, there has to be a dial for it. Because if that window exists where you can look at the future, you can look at the past, maybe go through it, how do you set the window or the technology for a certain time? Therein, I believe that that's why this movie is called The Dial of Destiny. A lot of these movies have religious aspects to them. The alien is a religion as well. It's an alien religion that people believe in. I'm just saying, for Crystal Skull. So this is the Dial of Destiny. Maybe it's an alien artifact. Maybe it's part to that religious window that the Catholic people have hidden, the time machine window, or whatever they have. Maybe this is the dial where you can see your destiny, your future, your past, whatever. Maybe you can go back. Maybe this is that dial to that religious window or glass or whatever that supposedly the Catholic Church has. It might even be a separate thing that opens up a realm to the past or whatever. I do not know. It might be an alien technology. But I believe even if the Catholic Church has a window or a mirror, I'm going to post a video about the church's mirror down below so you guys can watch that documentary. But this is the dial, apparently the dial. I believe that's the Dial of Destiny, where Indiana Jones can change things, make amends, recreate the past, the future, or something like that. I do not know the realm of it. Am I happy that if that's the case of what they're doing? It doesn't bother me because I believe in some of the myth of like the religious artifacts, like of a window, of a time machine, and all that. And again, if magic is man-made, so is fate. So is destiny. Everything has to have an architect, hence the Matrix. So I'm looking forward to it. But long story short, I could go off for hours, but that looks like the Dial of Destiny that they find, or something that invokes the dial or the mirror or whatever it might be.
And I've come to believe it's not so.
And look at that. Look at that shot. I love how they're walking on water and then it disappears. Like to open up another room.
And I've come to believe it's not so much what you believe.
See? It's not so much what you believe, like in magic. And then there's that parade. I was thinking it was JFK, but this movie's like in the late 69 or 68. Sorry, guys. I got to think about this for a second. Where's that big parade? I remember a parade looking like that. Look, the CGI ain't so great on that. I know that's not Harrison Ford on a damn horse. That's deep fakes again, right? So much what you believe in.
And explain. And I've come to believe it's not so much what you believe. It's how hard you believe it.
Ooh, it's how hard you believe it. All right, let's just look at that imagery, man. Is there anything on that desk that I can see? Videos are a little. Woo! The motorcycle, the Nazi motorcycle. And look at that, the world on the hands. And that invokes the feeling from Raiders of the Lost Ark when the boulder is coming after them. So there's a damn boulder in this new Indy. I love it. Ooh, look at that explosion. The slaps. The classic one-handed Indy slaps and punches. Okay, so there's the parade. Who's that guy that's shooting or chasing Indy? That looked like a Nazi or an actor that's familiar. Not him. War is hell? The parade says war is hell. What parade is that? What happened in 1969? Around that time. JFK, oh God. I know they landed on the moon around then. Could that be a moon parade? Oh my God! I know that dude! That dude is from the indie movies. I forgot his name. Toby Hopper? Wow. They got some cameos in this movie. Sorry, guys. I saw this when the trailer happened the first time. Come on, what is that? What is that with Indiana Jones? That's the Millennium Falcon, y'all, going into hyperspace. Or, I can't remember the damn name. The overspeed. Look at that imagery. In a Disney movie that bought Lucasfilms, bought Star Wars, Kathleen Kennedy, Indiana Jones, Harrison Ford, Millennium Falcon. That's 100% Star Wars imagery. Is that the time machine? Did they get the dial for? Is it a ship? Is that the ship Indy was looking at on the projector? A ship that somehow go through time once you put the dial of destiny in it? Ooh, I don't know. I got my brain is squirreling, y'all. Because that doesn't look like a regular Nazi plane going into thunder and lightning, or does it? I don't know. I don't remember those things being on the top in a regular Nazi ship or plane, but they might have been. I don't know. And that might be the NASA moon landing parade, where America was celebrating the space race versus the fucking Russians. Hence going back to the Crystal Skull movie. The space race. Huh. I have to look that up later. See, that doesn't look like they're in regular air with thunder and lightning. That looks like maybe a time machine or a time ship or something. Because I know they had to do with time. Because we saw young Indiana Jones, unless they're flashbacks. Ooh, look at the whip. Ah, look at that. See? And then they're underwater. Is that Atlantis? Is the Dial of Destiny from Atlantis? They had technology. Remember, that's a technology simulation. And the game, Fate of Atlantis, had technology in that game. I'm going to have to go back and play the game and see if some of the imagery is from that Fate of Atlantis game. That might be Atlantis, y'all. A part of Atlantis that they found. That Sully knew about and told Indy. Look at that car, like one of the first Rolls Royces or something. Okay, so there's the adventure. Woo! Give me your hand. Where she's going on an adventure with him. You got to have a woman. Also, if you want to be in Chinese theaters, you got to have an Asian or a Chinese person to get this movie into Chinese theaters. Ooh, yeah. Love it. I enjoy it.
Who is this man?
Look at that, like gangsters. That's the time of gangsters, right? That's not the 60s, is it? That probably goes back to the time of, is that 69 when he's 70? Would they look that way in like 1968 or 69? I don't know. But he says he's the Godfather, right? Is that an ode to the movie The Godfather, where these gangsters in Pakistan or wherever they are in a restaurant look like gangsters? And that invokes the feeling of the dinner from Temple of Doom. Remember where they ate the eyeballs and stuff? All right, let's just watch it. Shut up, Mike. I'm the Godfather. He's just a friend.
Who is this man?
I'm her godfather.
Related.
We're not related. I'm the Godfather. He's proud of it. Like he says, I'm the Godfather. And there were gangsters. You get it? That's the joke. I'm the Godfather. Like the movie The Godfather. Maybe before it happened. I'm the Godfather. We're not related. And if he's the Godfather, who is she the Godfather for? Sully? Marcus Brody?
Mildly related.
Look at that. Look at that. And he still got it. Get back. He's so old. He's like 80 years old. Get back. Get off my plane.
Get back.
Get back. Look at that face. What? Nobody shot at him when he ducked. Not one gun was said, hey, don't shoot this way. Shoot down. That invokes the feelings of the first Raiders of the Lost Ark movie with the guy with the sword. We're going to go on a fight, Indiana. And Indiana's like, fuck, I'm tired. I got a gun. Yeah. And then, remember Greedo in Star Wars? Han Solo shot first. We all know he did. But in today's world, you can't show that. It's carnage. Indiana Jones straight kills people. That's what people don't want to think about. Oh, Indiana Jones is a nice guy. No, he's not. That motherfucker straight kills people. If you're putting his life in danger, you're gone. But in this movie, you got to make it for the kids. But not one of the gangsters are smart enough. Just like all gangsters in all movies, they're all stupid. None of them point the gun down and shoot him through the table. And every time actors are in the table or below the table or on top of the table or in the roof, they still get missed in all the movies. All right, so there it is, y'all. The Dial of Destiny, my theories, my trailer to watching the film. I'm looking forward to it. I thought the trailer was a bonus. Looks really good to me. I'm hoping to get some of my theory clues for Crystal Skull opened in this movie. But for this movie, at the end of the day, I think the premise is, and again, thank you guys for watching so long. It's like an hour and a half video now. I told you I go on diatribes. It's all I got in my life. But yeah, so it's called the Dial of Destiny. So apparently there's some sort of a destiny that Sully mentioned, you know, that we can go on adventures again, or, you know, that it's not all over. So I do believe they see the past, or they go into the past, or something like that. I believe they're going to find this dial early on in the film, or they're going to go, and then during the film they have to find the dial to get back. You know, like maybe they go into the past or something, but they need a dial to get back because the dial is in the past. You know, like maybe going into the past or in the future is a one-way trip. You can only go to the past to move forward. You know what? I don't know. It's yin and yang type stuff. And who is he the goddaughter of? I'm going to think that's Sully's daughter. I think something happens to her. Maybe she gets kidnapped, or she's on a path like Indiana looking for the dial or found it or something like that. And she gets captured and Indy has to find her or go on the adventure with her with the Nazis chasing all of them. And Sully's trying to save his daughter. I think that's why Sully would probably do the movie. I don't think it could be Marcus Brody. So I think she's Sully's daughter or something. And maybe Indy was there for her birth, became, the Godfather. And then are they going to pass the mantle on to her officially? I think there was rumors that Indy's probably going to die in this movie, like he did in Star Wars. Do I want that to happen? No. I think Indy should live. Maybe he has to make a choice whether to live or die for the destiny in this movie, either for her or himself or Marion or Mutt, his family. Maybe that's the destiny where he has to make a choice whether to live or die or something like that. I do not know. And I don't really care if Disney remakes a TV series or another movie with the girl in this movie. I don't care. Nobody can replace Indy. It'll never happen. But it's a piece of property to Disney. They're going to expand the series and try to make money from it. Just like they tried with Young Indiana Jones, which was a great TV show, by the way. One of my faves as well. Hopefully they see Young Indy as well. That'll be really, really cool. But I don't care if she takes over the mantle. She's not going to be called Indiana Girl Indiana. By fans, she will. I don't care. But this is the end for Indy. For Harrison Ford. Until technology can do a whole movie perfectly without animation of Harrison Ford. I don't care if I would love a TV series even with the girl and Nazis and all that other stuff. I'd love it. I like the Captain America TV series of the Captain America girl. Can't think of her name right now. That was a good one with the girl. She was like a detective for the police. For Captain America's wife. That was a good TV series from Marvel. But long story short, I love this movie. I hope you guys. Sorry guys, my computer. I loved the trailer. I enjoyed making this video. I had a good time, even though it's not live and I didn't really talk to you guys. I love y'all. Thanks for being a part of this. Please hit that thumbs up, that like, that subscribe button. Buy some merch down below. Hit me up on Cameo. Support your boy. I'm trying to pay my rent. And it's a struggle. Love you guys. Indiana Jones 5. And the Dial of Destiny. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it.